So there's a question in my mind that how can you define the word communication? According to you, what is a communication?
So, communication itself is derived from the word that is called communis.
Yes, sir.
It means if I'm saying wheat, understanding it rice, and if you are also getting the rice in the beans of the wheat, it means the communication is complete.
So according to the purpose of the language is to just convey the message.
Because see, in the initial language, what happened that there was a pictorial graphy.
Yes, sir.
We were not able to have it. We didn't have the words at that time in the hunting-gathering society.
Sure.
Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
So at that time, what was happening that people used to go for the hunting,
Yes, sir.
and sometimes predator-prey relationship in which what happened, the person went to hunt somebody and was hunted himself. Therefore, he came back and he started making some pictorial so that the fourth spirit could be understood that yes, these are the dangerous and ferocious animals. They cannot be hunted.
So in this way, we can say that non-verbal communication also.
Very good. Yes,
sir.
absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Madam, you are also teaching biology. I think that is a very good subject because see, most of the words come from, for example, the Carl von Linnaeus. I think you must have understood it.
Yes.
Carl von. He invented binomial nomenclature.
Yes.
In which what happens? See, let me ask you a question from there. That most of the species, genus, all these things which have been derived, just the object behind that word, so that there must be a particular name for everything.
Yes, to classify these organisms in a wide nature, there are so many organisms are there. So to classify these organisms, they use that.
Yes, for example, see when the notogaud emerged, then the vertebrata, and then non-vertebrata.
Yes.
Similarly, see the metamorphosis. For example, we use this word metamorphosis for the sake of
Tadpole to
yes. Similarly, the same word can be used in the English language. For example, see that our economy has been in the metamorphosis stage. For example, earlier it was predominantly agricultural.
Now it's converted.
So the word is same, but we are using in this way, isn't it?
Yes.
Similarly, insulator in the physics language, there is an insulator. And similarly, I can say that by putting some premium, we can insulate ourselves.
Yes.
Exactly.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So according to you, sir, if we say that we should be really proficient in that kind of a particular language, if we say that in English, we have to be so.
English has given you opportunity to open the floodgate. But that doesn't mean that if you have studied English, you have gone to the floodgate.
Of course.
So that's what I'm saying. Therefore, similarly, the same word which can be used here and there. For example, wood has to be wood.
Yes, sir.
You got this?
And what about pronunciation?
Yeah, that is called enunciation. Enunciation.
Yes.
Enunciation, actually what happens, for example, if you learn Spanish, it is called mujer. M-U-J-E-R.
Yes, sir.
But we don't say it J, it's say mujer. Similarly, psychology.
Yes.
Because most of the words have derived from the Hebrew and this Greek, Latin.
Greek language, that is the older language.
So similarly, for example, see the various rulers came in our country and they ruled over it. They also brought their languages here, and thereafter it was pervasive, and therefore what happened that this has gone down to the deep level. For example, there are still certain words which are a prefix and suffix used in the way. For example, say this Hindi language. Hindi was never a language. In fact, there was a Sanskrit language in early language, then Prakrit, and then there was a Buddhist language, this Pali. But during the course of the time, these people from foreign countries, they came and invaded our country.
Yes.
And what happened thereafter, that they also brought their Persian languages, Greek languages, and therefore
that British language.
See, that's what I'm saying, that the British was English was never a language till the 12th century. It was Anglo-Saxon period, and even that, yes, you must have studied into literature as well.
Yes, English.
So yes, for example, see, uno, die, try. So for example, in Spanish we say uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, siete, seis, dos, tres, isn't it?
So one thing is there, if we are going to study literature, English literature, first of all, we are going to study, we will start to study Greek literature. So that's why that is there.
That era, Greek era.
That Greek era.
Yes.
So the Greek itself, the civilization is so old. If you study this Greek civilization, you will find that all these, January, February, all these are the gods.
Yes.
They all are gods. All the 12 months. And for example, we have Indra. They have also like the similar god there as well. So it seems that earlier also they used to cremate the corpse. languages.
Of course.
Now they have started burying, but earlier it was the same thing was prevalent at that time in there. So the Greek language came here. That, for example, in your biology, di, tri, tetra, penta, for example. Even today, if you go, the doctors are prescribing VD,
yes,
TD, QD.
Yes. Once in a day.
Once in a yes. So English is a language. I think that if you have the command over this language, but yet one thing I will tell you that see, in order to have command over one language, you must have mastery over your own language.
Sure.
Because what happens, suppose I say that you don't have any sympathy with that person, but unless you know the word sympathy, you won't have that emotion. Because when you are communicating language, the verbal and non-verbal must match, and
yes,
they must correspond.
That's why the communication is synchronized.
Yes. Otherwise, what will happen?
Yes.
Suppose that you are studying. Oh, I'll kill you.
No.
Your body language is not saying that you are going to kill me.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So and that's why this language must be spoken with this spirit.
Of course, sir.
Otherwise, what will happen? That suppose you are talking to a native speaker, and he would, oh God, you are on time, aren't you? Thank you, sir. Instead of I'm sarcastic.
Yes,
I'm sarcastic.
Yes, you are sarcastic.
And you are saying, oh, thank you, sir.
Yes.
It means that communication was not complete at all, because what I meant, I didn't get the feedback. Isn't?
Yes.
I got a completely ironical feedback from you. So I understood the communication was not complete at all. Therefore, once you are talking to somebody, the moment the person opens the mouth and the kind of words he's using, the way he's using, you will
and your body language.
Yes, it must be completely synchronized.
Body language, gestures, all things.
Yes, that's what, the verbal language must correspond with the non-verbal.
Yes.
Otherwise, what will happen? That you may say something, end up getting something else.
Yes, of course.
Exactly.
Isn't it?
So this is
what, see, for example, I think that in chemistry also, precipitation,
yes. That settling down of something.
Yes. And today it was heavy precipitation.
Yes, exactly. The weather also. Yes.
So, I mean, the same word can be conveyed and have the different connotation in different contexts.
Like bank. River of bank and that bank.
And then I can bank on you.
We can say this is a homonym. The part of the
yes.
That's a part of it.
So I think that's such a fantastic language if you really have some time, because sometimes whatever people just understand that yes, I'm able to make few words here and there. That is not English language. English language have the plethora of understanding, and it will give you immense opportunity to interact with those people who have never seen you and you have never seen them as well. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
You are going to interact with those Socrates, you are going to interact with Aristotle. All those people, they are not there, but their words are still there.
Yes, sir, of course.
So you can get an opportunity, and it will immensely help you. So I hope that we, being a teacher,
yes, sir,
must have the opportunity to interact with each other sometimes, at least whenever we get time, so that we could help each other.
Sure, sir.
And I think that I hope that it was a pleasure. I hope that in future also we must continue it, isn't it?
Yes.
Because that is something that it's a reciprocal understanding, and that will assist to all us well. And in fact, that will also in turn will help those students who are not able to understand ourselves, isn't it?
Yes.
So the enunciation, the comprehension, the communication, all these things are inextricably linked with each other, and you cannot study one thing in isolation of the other, isn't it?
Yes, of course, sir.
But in spoken English, there is difference between the grammatical and the spoken English.
See, yeah, of course. I mean, in communication, what happens that the one thing is pedantic, pettifogging. It means that you are saying something and that must be understood. For example, I'm better than you. That is fine, but if you say that you are better than me, that is not correct in academic language, because you are comparing the subject with the subject. Here, subject must not be compared with the object. So that is a different thing. But in communication language, if I say something and you understood in the same way, we got the feedback, and our feedback understood the same thing, understood in the same context and corresponding, then I understand this.
So we are accepting the slangs also nowadays.
Yes, see, but that is not very good English, because even those people who are the native speakers, they never speak. How many times have you heard Barack Obama saying the start kidding? No, not at all. So these things, even there are some uneducated people who are speaking making those things.
It's not a formal way.
No, not at all. For example, suppose that we are as a very closely knit group, we develop a buzzword, and thereafter that is spread across the country, and that become the. But that should not be used in because the people. So I hope that actually it was a pleasure talking to each other, and I think that we must continue. And I think that this was the great opportunity. I hope that this will continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.